I've got both the Rockler and the Infinity version of this lock miter bit, and here the Infinity gets the edge, and it's simply because of this setup jig. I thought it might be a bit of a gimmick the first time I saw it, but after using it a couple times, I gotta say it really helps you. It holds in place with magnets, and you just slide it up until that little finger projection contacts the underside of the carbide. That'll put you in the right position to align your large hash mark with the center line of your board for bit height adjustments. Quickly square the setup jig to the router table fence, and then adjust the fence forward or back until your center mark aligns with the large vertical hash mark on your setup jig. Again, just make sure that the jig is slid into the upward position. No matter what brand of bit you're using, here's a tip that'll let you cut this joint in 2 passes, which improves cut quality. The idea is you just use strips of 1/4 inch MDF and attach those to your router table fence. This just acts as a spacer and lets you make both the vertical and the horizontal cuts in 2 passes, and you won't believe the difference in cut quality that makes. If you have a split router table fence like this, you do it on both sides. So we're ready to make our horizontal table cuts now, and we're going to route the same profile on both edges of the board. That, as it turns out, is really helpful later when it comes time to glue up your leg post. And then reset the feather boards for the first pass on the vertical cuts. Everything else is unchanged. The bit height, fence position are both the same. We even still have our 1/4 inch spacers installed on the fence. And then for the second cuts, we'll go ahead and remove the spacer strips from the fence. At the same time, we've actually added a 1/4 inch MDF backer board, and that'll help support the knife edge for these second passes. And the second pass of the horizontal cuts will benefit from a little backer board as well. Just use a 1/4 inch MDF, the same size as your workpiece, and press that in place. Just make sure that your feather board still makes good contact with the MDF backer board here. Mine were a little low, so I had to add a couple of washers under the feather board. That quickly solved that problem, and we'll go ahead and make these cuts. And since you took the time to use a backer board to protect that knife edge, the result is a cut with no tear out. And so you just get a really crisp joint that you can then sand over or use a round over bit on, just like you could with a solid post. It's really a combination of a good carbide tip bit as well as taking the extra steps of making the cut in 2 passes and then using that backer board that gives you such a nice crisp edge, no snipe, and no tear out, even in difficult woods like this white oak. And here you can see the benefit of routing the same profile on both sides of the board. This way, when it comes time to assemble the post, you can just clamp it up in one direction. An optional step, depending on the application, is to fill the hollow center with a hardwood core. This post isn't glued up yet, but looking at the long edge formed by the lock miter bit, it's pretty amazing the results you can get. Looks like a solid wood post. Alright guys, there you go. A couple of ideas on how to build up your own oversized legs and posts for various furniture projects. If you've only got 3/4 inch stock laying around in the shop, maybe give one of these techniques a try. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.